Hey there folks, this is GreenXI welcoming you right back to Let's Play Higurashi. This is episode 173. In the last episode, we saw the main reason why the club activities started in the school, and that was so that Satko would have somewhere to go and to de-stress and to have friends around and stuff to make her home life better. And also, I think the other most important thing to come out of the last episode was Satoshi quitting baseball with Irie, so that he could get a part-time job and get a birthday present for his sister. So he got a bat off Irie before leaving so that he could continue learning to bat or practicing. But if we look at the description by here, a bat to beat her to death is required, so I think that's the one. Yeah. We were prepared to respond quickly this year. That was why we were able to start the investigation immediately by securing the crime scene. The victim is the wife of the younger brother of the Hojo couple, so she's an extremely suitable target for the 4th year's curse of Oyashiro-sama. She has a horrible reputation among the locals. After the incident, everyone said she deserved to be cursed. I have a general idea of who the culprit might be. It's probably Satoshi Hojo, that innocent-looking kid. There's even a motive. The deceased abused his sister relentlessly, so this would be in revenge for that. Also, when he attended the inspection of the crime scene, he was rather frantic, yet also far too composed, as if he was totally unrelated to the incident. My intuition from many years of police work tells me that 8 or 9 times out of 10, someone who acts like that is the perp. I have no concrete proof, but if I question him and shake him up a bit, I have a feeling he'll confess. For the victim to be so beaten up, the culprit must have some blood on him as well. If we can find that, then we'll have proof. Unless he's a complete fool, I'm sure he's already gotten rid of it by now. If we can find any in the place he says he's disposed it in after he fesses up, then we can convince the prosecutor too. This was pretty insignificant as a standalone case. A confession from Satoshi Hojo would end it. Everyone except me must believe that. But if I look at it as part of the series of mysterious deaths, it won't be so easy. Either the 3 families of the village, or the Sonzaki family alone, is directly involved in this. If they are the ones pulling the strings, they must have instigated Satoshi Hojo into committing this crime. If so, Satoshi Hojo is someone who knows way too much about them. The Sonzaki family's actions must remain hidden. If he could connect them to the crime, would they let him run around freely? Satoshi Hojo is a loving brother who cares very much for his sister, and they set him up to kill his aunt as the 4th year's curse. After that, they will eliminate the one person who can connect them to the crime. Satoshi Hojo is not just a simple criminal. He was set up. And after that, my suspicions were confirmed, for he abruptly vanished. He disappeared in such a puzzling way. He didn't run because he was afraid that his crime had come to light. Another culprit came into the picture. He was already arrested for a different crime, and furthermore, he died while in prison. He confessed to information only the culprit himself would have known. Therefore, he must be the culprit. But as he's already dead, the investigation was closed. Then Satoshi Hojo disappeared a few days after the festival. It's obvious someone doesn't want Satoshi Hojo to be connected to this incident. My boss put pressure on me to close the investigation and to file Satoshi Hojo's disappearance as a separate incident. He even handed the case over to a different section. The way this case is closing so rapidly greatly resembles the same trick used 2 years ago with the Hojo couple's accident. There's no doubt it's the work of someone who can put pressure on the police. As it happens, the Sonzaki family is the only one who can actually exert influence on the police department here in the Hinamizawa area. They may think their trails are covered, but this points towards them more clearly than anything. According to my informant, Oyu Sonzaki mentioned the 4th year's curse at the family meeting and hinted that she was the one behind it all. Hinting isn't strong enough evidence, but there is no mistaking that Oyu Sonzaki is the one pulling the strings. I know they're the ones who did in the old man, but I just can't grab them. The principal offender is still on the loose, but I'm sure he's being sheltered somewhere by the Sonzaki family. I have to locate him and find that missing right arm. I'll return the arm to his grave, and make the principal offender and the masterminds both bow down before it. However, just like how Satoshi Hojo disappeared, it's possible the principal offender has already been eliminated. I bet he's already been killed and buried somewhere nobody can find. If that's the case, then that's fine. I'll make the old bag who ordered someone to kill the old man slam her forehead on the ground before his grave. This, I swear. After the 4th year's curse, people are already saying something will happen again next year. Even with all my preparations, I couldn't prevent the incident from happening this time. It's too late if something happens. I must keep my eyes on the core of the village before something takes place. There's a reason why I have to get to the bottom of this by next year. Because I'm retiring. My mother has been wanting to go back to her hometown in Hokkaido, and for a long time she's been asking me to move there when I retire. I feel that's the least I could do for her, so I agreed to move to Hokkaido when I retire. I'll get it. So next year is my last chance to avenge the old man's death. It happened 4 years in a row, so more than likely there will be a 5th curse too. As a result of the series of mysterious deaths, the village has been tightly knit together since the dam protests. They were told that betrayers will be punished in the name of the curse. To the masterminds, that's enough reason to continue with the series of mysterious deaths. According to rumours, this year's victim, the aunt, was cursed because she didn't participate in the Watanagashi festival. So there are villagers who believe that if they don't participate in next year's Watanagashi, they'll be cursed. It'll be a huge festival next year for sure. Something will happen. The series of mysterious deaths in Hinamazawa, also known as the Curse of Oyashiro-sama. I will avenge the old man. I definitely will. Okay, so it's the 4th year's curse done. The aunt is gone. Satoshi has vanished. Maybe we'll be able to find out a bit more about that vanishing. Maybe. Okay, so what's that open up? 4th year's curse done? Ooh, 2nd page completely done. I like that. How about this one? Death of Sadako. Oh, so yeah, the aunt is dead now, right? So we can finish off the 1st page and I'll be 2 pages down. The village was in an uproar. Because the 4th mysterious death in a row, which everyone believed would happen, actually did. Satoko-chan's aunt was killed. All the villagers feel rather satisfied about this incident, saying the curse finally fell on her for being a local troublemaker. But I know the truth. When I saw the beaten up body at the crime scene, I knew Satoshi-kun was responsible for it. Her abuse towards Satoko-chan was getting worse and worse. Satoshi-kun wanted to protect her, so he brought home a baseball bat. All the signs were there, so I didn't even need to hear it from Satoshi-kun. Yet I couldn't avoid questioning myself. I felt bad for the Hojo siblings, who had no one on their side, so I tried to be their ally. In the end, I failed to be any help to them. The phone rang. It was Satoshi-kun. He's never called me before. What happened? Does he want me to help him? If so, I will. I truly feel that way. Hello, Coach. Sorry to bother you while you're at work. Don't worry. What can I do for you? I can't think of anyone else who has a car. A car? Sure, I have one. I'm in front of a toy store in Okunamaya. Not the one owned by Mion's uncle, but the other one by the dentist's office. Sure, I know where it is. I found a teddy bear for Satoko's birthday, but it's too big to put on my bicycle. Too big? Satoshi-kun, how big is this teddy bear? Well, it could be a driver in a car. It's that big. I guess he didn't think about it and went to the toy store on his bike. Now he's stuck. That's so typical of him. I can't help but smile warmly. In other words, he can't carry both the bike and the teddy bear, so he wants me to come pick him up. I told him I'd be right over and headed to the toy store in Okunamaya. When I got there, I found that the teddy bear he bought is a lot bigger than I imagined. Oh my, this is huge. There's no way you can put this on your bike, huh? The teddy bear is so big that Satoshi-kun can hardly wrap his arms around it. If he puts it on his lap in the passenger seat, he won't be able to see anything. We loaded the bike in the back seat and stuffed the teddy bear in the trunk. Boy, it must have been expensive. Yeah. I guess. At first I thought he was sweating because of the heat, but he's acting oddly, as if he has a high fever and his consciousness is coming and going. What's wrong? You feeling okay? I guess. Well, I think I have a cold. That's not good. Do you want to swing by the clinic? I'll give you a checkup. Thank you. Huff. When he called earlier, he didn't sound this way. Did he become ill all of a sudden? Why don't you put the seat back? Is it too cold? You okay? His face is turning pale. I can tell he has a high fever. Satoshi-kun was pushing himself to buy this teddy bear. A teddy bear this size can't be that cheap. For him to earn enough money in such a short period of time, he must have worked hard and long hours. Maybe he felt relieved now that he got the teddy bear he had wanted to buy. It's not unusual for a person to collapse after reaching his big goal. I'm proud of you for earning enough money to buy such a huge teddy bear. Satoko-chan will be so happy. I hope so. I'm sure she will be. I guarantee it. Our aunt is gone. Our uncle isn't coming back. There's nobody who can hurt her in any way anymore, right? That's right. There won't be anyone who can hurt her. So you can relax now. Our aunt is gone. Right? She died, right? Yes. She's dead. I performed the autopsy. There can be no mistake. She'll never abuse Sadako-chan again. You sure? Did you really confirm that she's dead? Remember in the actual arc, he was hearing footsteps and stuff and he thought it was his aunt? Yeah, I sure did. So, even if I see someone who looks just like her, it's not her, right? It's not like she was actually alive and recovered, right? Oh, okay, he saw someone. I thought it was footsteps. Maybe it was both. No, that's not possible. She'll never come back to us. Then, look, that lady. She looks like her, but that's not my aunt, right? Right? Satoshi-kun pointed at the oncoming car in fear. Of course, the car passed by so quickly that I couldn't see her face. But no matter how much she looks like her, it's impossible for her to be alive. Look at her. She looks exactly like her. She even looked at me. Calm down, Satoshi-kun. Your aunt is dead. So no matter how much she looks like her, it's not your aunt. But she looks just like her. Look. No, it must be her. That's my aunt. She's... I killed her. I bashed her head in, repeatedly. Why? Why? I can only try to stay calm and drive. Satoshi-kun is losing his cool. He's delusional. He's seeing his aunt coming back from the dead. Then I finally realise Satoshi-kun is displaying symptoms of the terminal stage. I need to examine him once I get to the clinic. It's different from Sadako-chan's case. We already have the cure. We can treat Satoshi-kun. If I talk to the mountain dogs, they'll take care of the murder of his aunt. So I can both save him from going terminal and give him back his peaceful days with Sadako-chan. He was deranged until just a minute ago, but now he's gone quiet. He didn't fall asleep. I must get to the clinic while Satoshi-kun remains in his calm state. There's no guarantee that he won't attack me while I'm driving. As if he knows what's going through my mind, Satoshi-kun spoke to me quietly. Coach, is this the curse of Oyashiro-sama? There's no curse. Please try to stay focused. Sadako, sorry. Until just before I bought the teddy bear, I was thinking about running away. That's why Oyashiro-sama got angry. I'm a failure as a big brother. I'm... You don't need to say anything. Close your eyes and get some rest. We'll get to the clinic soon. Then I'll give you some medicine, okay? I feel like there are maggots in my blood. It itches. Don't scratch. Don't claw at your throat. We arrived at the back door to the clinic. I slammed the brakes and stopped the car. Satoshi-kun has already started to claw at his throat. I can't stop him by myself. I asked for some help through the intercom. Some staff members came out immediately. Maybe Satoshi-kun was surprised to see so many people at once because he started to resist. I don't even need to run tests, he's at level 5. He reached the terminal stage, and his thoughts must be filled with delusions. Maybe he thinks that the staff members want to kill him. The staff members pinned his arms and legs down and gave him a shot to put him to sleep. Coach, please, help me. Don't worry, I'll make you better, so please relax. Coach? Please. Take care of Sadako. Please take care of Sadako. After saying those words, he fell unconscious. So even now, his thoughts are about his sister. My, what's going on? Satoshi-kun suddenly displayed symptoms. Considering the amount of stress he's been under, it was just a matter of time. Or maybe he was holding it back until he bought the teddy bear. It's interesting that somehow, we always find a live specimen around Higurashi. Do you think it's a curse of Oyashiro-sama? I don't have time to listen to her nonsense. Oh, he's too close to Satoko and Satoshi to really care about his research, I think, right now. Maybe? That's the impression I get anyway. Okay, let's have a look for the next one then. 2, 3, anything here? Death of Koizumi? No. Recovered his high fever? No. Completion of the medicine? No. I mean, maybe we could do it by now, but... don't think so. 4th year's curse is required. We can do that one, right? Let's keep looking just a sec. No, we'll just go for this one. Okay. I don't know what to do. My name is Ichiru Maibara. Oh yes, he's coming! My favourite one, I think. And I'm hopelessly lost. Character, I mean. I came to Hinamizawa on a tour to find a lot for a vacation home. When the realtor finished explaining some details, he told us to take a walk until the departure time. Such beautiful scenery and fresh air. I let my senses guide me, and here I am. Where am I? I still have a little time before the departure, but I'm completely lost. This is basically the middle of nowhere, but people actually do live here. If I keep walking, I should run into somebody, then I can ask for directions. Don't worry. The only thing I need to keep in mind is the departure time for the bullet train. But the more time passes, the more I start to think I was being too optimistic about running into somebody, because I can't find anybody at all. Maybe I'm walking farther and farther away from where people are, in which case I'm in serious trouble. So upon hearing someone's voice, I feel immensely relieved. It sounds like little girls are playing nearby. If it's a place where little kids can play, it must be a safe village. I followed those voices. Who's it? Who's it? Upon rounding the wild pampas grass, I can see a beautiful field. 2 girls are playing there. The 2 girls are dancing in the field filled with blooming wild flowers. What I'm seeing is more beautiful than all the great works of art I've ever seen put together. Maybe I'm exaggerating. This looks holier than any religious painting. Why is it that seeing innocent girls dance around like this makes people feel this way? It's probably because we're sinners. You can't live with pleasure and glory alone. We sin, even as we live. That's why we feel awed by the sight of innocence. Reminds us of the time when we were pure. We grow up naturally, we lose innocence as we do, and we admire and adore the children who symbolize that which we've lost. Vika! Meep! It's a suspicious person who's mumbling some weird stuff over there. Oh, hello. Ow, ow, ow. Vika, that's not a suspicious person. Eh? Ah. Sorry. I'm not suspicious. But you've been staring at my chest and legs. Oh, Nipa. No, I'm not. Don't turn me in. I really wasn't staring. I was using this mirror to fix my hair. I don't know what you're talking about. Sure sounds interesting. Like father, like son. The girls teased me for a while, and when they got tired of doing that, they went back to dancing around. Like father, like son, even before I think my bars even moved there. Or Keiichi. I think. I'm trying to figure out what sort of time this is in. Realising that whatever I said would backfire, I decided to leave them alone and sat down to watch them play. I wonder how old they are. They seem rather young, but maybe they could be close to Keiichi's age. If we move here, yeah, they haven't moved here yet, so that's Rika saying from another fragment, right? How she knows him. If we move here, Keiichi might meet them at school. If he would see them at school, then they were girls that lived here. If all the children in Hinamizawa are like them, then even if living a rural life may have some challenges, it's a good reason for us to move here. We're not very good parents. We didn't understand what Keiichi was going through and left him alone until the very end. According to the parenting book I bought, the first few problems are calls for help. It doesn't matter what the action itself is, but the fact that those actions are occurring is a primitive appeal from the child seeking communication. Humans can speak. That's one of the reasons why we don't notice such signs. We can only hear words through our ears. We can't sense the signs coming from our son's heart. Keiichi probably thinks it's all his fault. Of course, he's not absent of blame. Humans aren't dogs or cats. We should know what's right and what's wrong. But it's our fault too, as his parents. To let him think that he had to go that far for us to be able to understand him is really pathetic and disappointing of us. If we had understood him and hadn't cornered him, Keiichi wouldn't have done that. So the incidents weren't only Keiichi's fault. Everyone in the Mayabara family was to blame. I want to explain that to him, but he's still too young and hot-headed to be able to understand. Right now, the guilt he's feeling is basically crushing him under its weight. He doesn't even have the will to live. My wife's the same. She's blaming herself for forcing him to study for better grades. She thinks that's why the incidents took place. And I'm no different. I'm blaming myself for not being involved in my son's education. I think that's why the incidents took place. The cross will be forever on our shoulders, even after the injured child accepts our apologies. Yet our cold society would tell us to die under the weight of that cross. Even so, we have to live. We have to accept our sins and carry our burdens on our shoulders. Maybe we can start a new life here in this village. I thought about all that as I watched the girls dance. Keiichi needs friends like them. Friends like those girls will offer him so much more than the friends who only talked about cram schools and exam results. The girls are playing near a sign that doesn't fit into this open field. It's a sign about lots for sale, and the name of the realtor who brought me here for the tour is written on it. Does that mean we can live even in this beautiful area if we want to? One of the girls spoke as if reading my mind. This is a wonderful village. You'll find lots of things you don't have in a big city. Yeah, that's right. I think so too. But I think you'll bring some things from the city to this village that we don't have. Do we have anything? Sure you do. Oh. We've lived in this village for hundreds of years just like this. Nobody comes to visit. Nothing happens. and so nothing ever changes. Isn't that what's good about this place? Didn't you come here because you wanted to change something? Yeah, you're right about that. We want new people to come here too. It's like breaking the dam that keeps the swamp water from flowing out. Water is purified by moving. If it stays motionless, it's just a swamp. In fact, this village used to be named after a swamp up until the Meiji era, but the name was changed to Hinamazawa. The water in the swamp stagnates because it doesn't flow, but the water in a stream stays fresh. Hee. Oh, mischievous. Besides, you all are the ones who will teach us that. That dams can be broken. Should be broken. Are they playing riddles with me? I have no idea what they're trying to say. But there's one thing I know. The villagers are waiting for new people to come here, and they want to build a future with these newcomers. I looked at the sign behind the girls one more time, so that I'd remember this place. I've already decided. We'll be waiting for you to move here, Maibara. Oh, there you are, sir. How'd you get this far out? A raspy voice from the distance ended this innocent moment. It's the realtor. I guess he's been looking for me because I didn't return. Sorry about that. Got lost. I apologised while scratching my head. I turned around to look for the girls, but they weren't there anymore. They were there just to help him. They knew he'd have trouble. Okay, so that's Keiichi moving here. I guess that means we have to move away from Satoko sort of bit, and Satoshi sort of bit for now. Tea set on the veranda, we've done that. Maibara inspecting a vacant lot. Yeah, we can move straight onto that and finish off the 5th page. I like that. This is the school? Yeesh! This is... My voice is gone, I don't just woke up. Yeesh! This really is the sticks. Keiichi, don't say stuff like that. The people in this area love coming here. That was my first impression of the Hinamazawa branch school. No matter how I look at it, it doesn't look like a school at all. It even has a sign that says Hinamazawa Forestry Service. Ah, you're right. We're borrowing the building from the Forestry Service, said the man they called the principal as he laughed heartily. Although it doesn't look like it, it is in fact a school. The rules may be a little different from the one you went to previously though. You okay with that? Ah, yes. I heard all the grades are put in the same classroom at this school. I didn't believe it, but I think it really is true. They're all younger than I am, so I guess it'll be like kindergarten. Though it'll be interesting compared to my previous school, where everyone looked the same age. If you transfer here, you'll be the oldest boy in the class, so you'll have to be a good role model for the younger students. The younger students have the tendency to copy bad habits from the older ones. I'll be keeping my eyes on you too, so make sure you're aware of that, okay? I understand. I'll do my best. Keiichi, what she means is that textbooks aren't the only thing you learn from. As a member of the class, and also as an older student, you have to be a good example. I know that already. After that, Chie-sensei brought us to an empty classroom, showed me where my desk would be. Since we're all still growing, I'm sure our sizes are very different. There are some desks that are way too small for me to even put my legs under, and also some that are just perfect for me. There are approximately 30 desks in here, but since all the different grades are in the same room, I'm sure it's very lively. There's also a wall full of calligraphy and art from different grades. It's all pretty exciting, nothing like my previous school. It reminds me of the days when I truly enjoyed my school life. Dad, I like it here. I like this school better than the other one in the town. I think my son likes it here. I want him to go to this school too. I see. The school in Nakamaya has more resources and better teachers though. Even while saying that, Chie-sensei looked happy to hear that a new student would be transferring into her class. My father and the teachers went back to the teacher's office to get the transfer process going. In the meantime, I decided to stay in the classroom and look around. You know, when I was in primary school, I had a school like this. It was up on top of a mountain. There were like 3 classes, as well as a nursery built onto it. But it was tiny and it was amazing. Didn't have many resources, not many people. It was good. I didn't care about the move. I'd lost the will to live because of what I did. I didn't have any willpower. I couldn't even get out of bed. So when my parents told me about the move, I thought that wouldn't change anything. But after the move, something did change. I want to restart my life. I want to restart my life and become someone I've always wanted to be. Here in Hinamazawa and at this school, I can do that. I'm not going back to who I was. I'll never again think that good grades are the most important thing in this world. I have a feeling that I can learn the things that are really important in life here at the school. I never had the chance to learn them before now. It's almost embarrassing to put into words, but they're extremely valuable things. And if you don't learn them, you won't become a decent adult. The students at this school learned them a long time ago. To them, they were given. Yet I have to spend time learning about them even at this age. How to make friends. How to play with friends. To play. Things you can only learn from play. Things like socializing with others. Etc. etc. Seems so easy, but it'll take me a while to learn them. I push those things aside and devoted myself to studying. I'm not trying to say studying isn't important, but you shouldn't become blinded by it. If someone says studying and good grades are the most important things in life, he's talking bullshit. So I can restart my life here at this school. Finally, I can become someone I've always wanted to. I noticed 2 girls looking in at me through the window. Pervs. The schoolyard must also be a playground for these children, because I saw a lot of them playing there earlier. I guess those 2 noticed me walking around the classroom and became curious. I guess that's natural. I'm a stranger to them. Should I say hello and let them know that I'm starting school next Monday? As we go again. Finally, we've been waiting for so long. Ow. This will change things. So yeah, she's actually... Oishiro-sama, Hanyu, is actually a person in this arc. Even though it's different fragments and stuff. Yeah. Oh, this will change things. Because Keiichi is the 6 on the die. Yes, he is. But his die rolls are 1 far too often. Oh, that's not Keiichi's fault though. It's all your fault, Hanyu. It's because of you. I apologize to Keiichi. Ow. Hey, do you know my name? She said my name, didn't she? Did I hear her wrong? I've never met her before. Nipa. Are you a new student? Eh? Nice to meet you. I'm Keiichi Maibara. I'm starting next Monday. Take care of me, okay? Ow. Sure thing. Here's a message for you, Keiichi, from the Shrine Maiden of the Furude Shrine. On your first day, be careful when you come through the door to the classroom. Also, there'll be a thumbtack on the back of your chair. There'll be a toy frog in your desk too. But even with this warning, you fall for it again and again. Your Monday is going to be disastrous. Poor Keiichi. That's why it's fun. Why don't you try overcoming that fate sometime? You'll be the one to teach us that. In one of the many worlds, right? Huh? Huh? It's weird how they're saying this sort of stuff to him already. I'll be reminded of the prophecy made by the 2 girls next Monday because of the actions of a snaggle-toothed girl. I'll realise it too late though, but I like it here. My name is Keiichi Maibara. This is my new beginning, and this time, I'm going to enjoy it to the fullest. I've been missing out so much, but I'm going to learn all those things here. I'm going to absorb all of it, and I'll become someone I've always wanted to become. It may take a very long time, but I'll definitely do it. Yeah, Maibara's here! Okay. I think before we wrap things up, we'll have a quick look at which one's going to be next. I guess he's moved you is one of them. Okay, so that's 5 done. What's this one? Don't think we can do that one yet, I don't think. Okay, we don't even need to look at some of these now. That's good. Keiichi changing schools is required. Revenge of Mayo. I don't know about the revenge one. We'll try that next time, I think. Yeah, I think everything now is just... I'm just going to test a couple of them, you know. Because there aren't enough left to worry about. So, this has been Goonie XI. I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you again in a bit when we see how things progress now that Keiichi has moved here. See you in a bit, folks.